Good morning. Today is June 22nd, Saturday. 70 degrees outside, very humid. Just got done raining, and we're kind of actually racing the rain in a way. It's supposed to start raining here at about 9. I am 1.16 miles in already, and it's only 7, so I should be perfectly fine. But if it comes in a little early or something, well, so be it. Feeling pretty good. Slightly windy. Makes sense of the rain. I stopped already twice because my shins are being really stiff again. I don't know what's going on with that. I did this stretch where I put my leg out flat on a bench, though, and I moved my heel toes towards me, heel away from me, and that seemingly helped me a ton. So I feel pretty good now. That last one hurt. Stretching out there kind of hurt, but I'm feeling good now. But I did stop twice because just massaging them wasn't doing it. My shins hurt. I mean, come on, let's stop here. We're young and rambunctious, remember? But nah, it should be fine. So I'm going to do it regardless. But we are kind of racing the rain a little bit. So I think I'm going to try to do the full 6 again, because I have been every time now. So we'll see. Today is day 11 of walking every day. Today is episode 5. I believe, yes, today is episode 5. My plan today, after the walk, is get it up, edit it out, get it out, and probably stream afterwards. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is my sleep schedule. Wow. With staying up really late one of these recent days, my sleep schedule is really screwed up, where I'm waking up at like 2, 3 in the morning now. So I stayed up until about 6:30 p.m. And now, I don't know. So we'll see. I might, I need to be up early on Monday-ish. I need to be up at like 10:30, 11, which isn't that crazy, obviously, but I need to be up that day. So I'll probably hold on to this for a little bit. This is good for a little bit. And I might be trying to push it forward. We will see. If you didn't listen to yesterday, I was talking about some family drama and potentially large changes to my life that relate to sleep schedule, relate to maybe being busy every day, pretty much. I did get some clarification a little bit. Wednesdays and Thursdays, taking Grandpa actually to a daycare. He has 2 daycares that kind of watch him those days. So we do have Wednesday and Thursday off, maybe, potentially. And the weekend, maybe. So it's not as bad as maybe first impressions. Well, we will see. We will see. But my sleep schedule is kind of ruined more than usual, which is kind of funny because, yeah, for almost an entire month I was waking up roughly to like 4 to 8 p.m. and that was kind of perfect in the idea that sorry about that. It's kind of perfect in the sense of, well, I can stream in the afternoon when everyone's on. But, oh well, we will see. My hope and thought is, yeah, do Monday normally, and then maybe try to stay up really late Monday, maybe. Let me try to stay up really late Monday and kind of force it back a little bit. We'll see. Because if I have other things planned that week, this upcoming week, maybe we won't do that. We will see, though. But weather-wise, yeah. So I talked about it a few days ago. We were supposed to get like 4, 5 days in a row of storms. And we've kind of lucked out where we're still getting a decent amount of rain, and I'd still consider them small storms. But originally we were supposed to be like tornado weather, and we still might be. There's still another day or 2 left. But we really have been doing okay. The humidity and heat with it is a little frustrating. Right now, it's fine. It's like I said, it's about 70 degrees. Pretty fucking humid, though. The mosquitoes are getting a little rough on the trail in some areas. Not too bad. I think the fact that it keeps raining has been kind of suppressing them, which they're also going to be the breeding grounds for the mosquitoes soon enough, but because it's been raining quite a bit. No rain right now. I felt a couple sprinkles maybe. I wasn't really by many trees, and I kind of got a little water on me, so I'm pretty sure I got a couple sprinkles, but nothing crazy. I've been trying to make it so I can walk in the day without getting rained on, and that's kind of my preference. I'd prefer not to walk when it's really warm out, so I'd like to go in the morning still. Because a lot of these days we've still been hitting in the 80s, and although I'll be fine, I did walk a day where it was about 81 by the time I was done, and although it's not the hardest exercise in the world, my problem with it is being out there for potentially an hour and a half, 2.5 hours, usually in between, isn't exactly ideal. In the woods with all this water, super duper humid by the bridges. There's a bridge or two. Super duper humid by these bodies of water. There's these little creeks, and not trying to be a baby, but as a northerner, not exactly my favorite weather. I will say I don't like the snow very much. There is what looks to be a dove, and I don't know if we have doves, but it's interesting. He just kind of stared at me, and I seriously could have grabbed his motherfucking ass. He's just sitting on a bush. That's interesting. I wouldn't do that, but yeah, it was really odd. It was like literally like 6-7 feet away from me. But yeah. So weather's been pretty warm. We in the north here by the Great Lakes, we still get the disgustingly humid, disgustingly warm summers. Not quite as bad as like a Florida, obviously, but we've already had days where we're real feeling like 95, 96. And not exactly the most enjoyable, but I don't love the snow. You know what? I take that back. Let me clarify. I love the snow when A, it's not super cold out. So anything below like maybe 15 degrees Fahrenheit. And I don't have to drive in it. We don't typically play disc golf with it either. So that sucks. But like snow is beautiful. It is kind of fun in a way. It still like gets that playful fucking personality of like, dude, hell yeah, bro. I get to fucking throw a snowball. I get to build a snowman, shit like that. But sledding, but at the same time, perfect weather would probably be something in between Florida and here. I don't know. I've talked about it before. I don't know. Living kind of midpoint between that, where like you might get a little snow. Maybe like the place I always talked about was North Carolina. One, because they're the disc golf capital. But two, fucking beautiful state. So shout out to you in North Carolina. Beautiful place. But I don't know if I can leave family and friends. I don't know. I'm not the biggest homebody ever, but like that missing out, that FOMO hits really hard when I do have it. So like I talked about it before, but holidays, playing disc golf with my cousin, the few friends I do have IRL that I will see at least a couple times a year, at least a few times a year. Speaking of which, I still have to give David his birthday presents. I'm assuming he's not going to be listening to this, so I'll say right now I got him some carts that are shopping. Sure, we'll say they're shopping carts, and 2 other cool things. So I don't know. I gotta see him. He's a little bit away, so we don't see each other very often. But I think that fact that if I really ever wanted to like head down where he's at, it's not very hard to do so. Not very difficult. But yeah. So it's not terrible though. We're gonna make it. We'll be all right. It feels kind of nice maybe to get my walk done and then do stream. I don't know. I might feel okay. I'm gonna probably get tired. Not because this, again, it's like super exerting, but because I do it usually after. So it might feel a little bit different. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm actually debating on playing that Chain Together game, which seems to be like an only up. But you have the opportunity to like co-op it and literally get chained up with like a co-op partner, or I think up to 3 others. I think it looks kind of cool. It's only like $5, but I also will probably, not gonna lie, bank on Minecraft. Really been enjoying it. Dio and I played Tarkov this morning, which I will actually get to in a second. It won't be related to Tarkov, but it'll be related to something. But we played some Tarkov. He did look at my Minecraft area. I don't know, man. My Minecraft area, I'm getting very, very happy with it. I've never played a pack or server this long. I've never actually sat down and continued playing the same world this long. It feels really cool. We got a big community on there. Like 10, 15 people. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, it's kind of cool. A lot of cosmetic buildings I have there, but I think we're getting really close to me getting to the point where cosmetic buildings are something I'll always make. But I think we're really close to wanting to build like an actual building of use again. I really am considering making a... Oh, wait, hold on. So, there used to be a meme with David and I, and Dio and a couple other people on the server, but for some reason we always thought this was really funny. I think it was Crack Pack 3, or maybe it was a mod pack before that. Maybe it was even MC Eternal 1, where when you'd get up in the morning and you'd sleep in game, there'd be a message in chat from the server that said, "Where's the coffee?" And we always thought that was so funny, because it was literally like every time, if not every time. And dude, it was just so stupid. Like, where's the coffee? Every morning. And so what I'm thinking about doing, so I don't know how you guys feel about this idea. All the Mods 9 has pretty much fucking everything you want, but think about making a coffee, like a restaurant / coffee warehouse, where it actually goes the whole process of creating the coffee and then brewing the coffee. And in the dining area, maybe I can have it auto put onto like, I think it'd be kind of cool if I could auto put it down, maybe like coffee cups. I don't know if there is anything like that. I think it'd be really cool to like be able to sit down at a table and coffee comes out of it or out of the wall or something. I think that'd be really sick. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that. My original idea was just build a coffee factory, and then I thought about it as I was having this conversation. That'd be really cool if I could actually make a building with it, like combine the factory and the actual shop part. Maybe I'll build the factory first. When I say coffee factory, I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna be honest, it's not probably gonna be that hard to build it. It's probably not gonna be that big of a building. It's not gonna probably be, ore processing plant or something. But I believe it will have to be large enough to go through a couple machines, or at least farmland. Because from my remembering, I think you can grow it, but then I think minimally you might have to convert it through a crafter into some sort of coffee bean or crush it or something. And then I think you have to brew it. So that might be kind of cool. Maybe I can also build just tanks of coffee too. Be kind of interesting. Maybe I'll just build a big fucking factory with a bunch of... I'm playing Minecraft today. Maybe you can just... Imagine you like... If I can't do the cup idea, what if I did like a buffet of coffee almost? I can do tea and maybe beer and stuff too, where you grab your cup and go up to the tank you want. So I'll do like some cosmetic with some purposeful shit. Is there a reason to have coffee in that game? I don't know. I don't know if it gives any stim effects. I kind of hope it does, but I feel that's kind of unlikely. But we'll see. But back to the Tarkov thing, and this could be placebo. Could be because what I'm doing. But this getting on moving stuff was super like small, noticeable things in my life. And this could, like I said, could be placebo or it could be just coincidence. I feel like I've been playing FPS shooters better. I feel like I've been more locked in. I can focus a little bit better. Might entirely be coincidence, like I said. But I had a really, really solid day on Tarkov a day or two ago. Today didn't feel as good, but I had just woken up and I still felt pretty good. It's not really a big deal. It's such a small little thing, but I don't know. So I don't know. That was kind of something I want to talk about. I used to play CSGO pretty competitively, not like pro scene level or not like, earning money perspective, but I used to play CSGO quite a lot, 1,200 hours worth, and I used to be really good at it. And like really good at it, I mean, I wasn't like top 1%, but I was definitely like top 10%. And I haven't had an FPS like that again. And I think, honestly, that was just a time commitment, like an experience thing. But another thing I've come to terms with is like, I think focusing has gotten way harder for me over time. And I don't know if that's my undiagnosed, in my opinion, ADHD, or if that's just my brain or life in general. But for some reason, genuinely, I will say, I haven't been able to focus like that. And maybe it's kind of coming back. Copium? I'm huffing copium. But I will say, too, when I was good at CSGO, I was also doing weightlifting. I was also the strongest I had been. I was also the most fit I had been. Is it possible? I don't know. Shroud looks like a normal guy, but then you also see, like, I think his name was Freakazoid back in the day. He used to be really buff, I think. He was really good at pro scene games. Stewie 2K looks pretty normal, too. Kenny S looks pretty normal, too, but I don't know. They were gamers. I don't know. Which, by the way, I was just told that, if you don't know who this is, long story short, I think they're a CSGO pro, or they used to be. They just won a fucking tournament, or major, or worlds, or something. Stewie 2K is like, I want to say it's Stewie 2K. I want to say he's getting close to like his 30s. And in the esports realm, dude, that's fucking crazy. That just doesn't happen very often. Now, I will say, you ever want proof that you can still do you can still be competitively good or video game good at a slightly older age? Look at Shroud. Watch him even play Fallout. Dude, the way he even played Fallout and would just shoot enemies down was mind-blowing. Like, it seems really stupid, because it is, but, dude, that guy, man. Now, he's a freak of nature in a good way, but, like, man, holy shit. Dude, like, it's like watching someone play a whole different game compared to, like, what we would do. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is copium, but something I've noticed. And again, it could have been just good days. Everyone has good days. Everyone has bad days. As a person who did care about competitively playing League and CSGO and stuff, like I've known good days and bad days are a thing. But maximizing good days is obviously pretty important. Oh, the mama bird's up in her nest again. Hi. I don't really care as much about being super competitive in games like that anymore. Don't get me wrong. I love being good at a game. That's why I still will play like ranked League and stuff. But as time's gone on, I know it's just such a time sink. Because I'm not like so talented at something in those games. But I can just like keep picking it up and putting it down. Don't get me wrong. My minimum has still probably raised over the years. Like still every time I play it, I still am like decent at the game, but it's not like I'm trying to strive to be top 10, top 5% again. I now want to enjoy it and maybe keep top 20%, top 25%, and just be happy. Rocket League's a different game. That's a That one's crazy. That game I would love to be better at too, but I don't know what's going on with that game. I played it a few days ago, off stream. I don't know, probably 4 or 5 days ago. Maybe that's too far. And I felt pretty good, but I don't know. That one's weird. That game is so simple yet so difficult. And the skill ceiling keeps rising in that game so far. Dude, like, as if you're up in the top 1%, top 5% of that game, even top 10% of that game, you need to be doing mechanics that you didn't need to do 2 years ago to even get there. Some people would have them, some people wouldn't. Now you like need them. And it's kind of cool, but like, man, I don't want to. Man, how much training do I need to do? There's a mechanic in Rocket League called flip resetting, which sounds very simple, and it is, but doing it's really hard. Where if all 4 of your wheels touch on the bottom of the ball, or any part of the ball, you actually get your flip back, and you can actually flip again. Well, these players that are like super ridiculously good can hit these whenever they want, and just like save their flip too, as long as they want. As long as you don't touch the ground, you still have your flip. You still have your flip until your car is on the ground again, or hitting your wheels on anything. So you take the ball. The easiest way to do it, you can also use the ceiling, but the easiest way to do it is bringing the ball up the side of the wall, following it off of the wall, gluing to the ball for that split second of getting your flip reset, and then you can dribble the ball to the net, and then last second or whenever you want to use it, flip and hit it around the enemy or above the enemy or below, or however you want to utilize it. And man, the mechanic is so simple, but it's so difficult to execute. You can also, what I meant by using the ceiling, it's actually if you leave the ceiling without jumping. So say you ride up the wall onto the ceiling, all 4 wheels are touching the ceiling, you fall off of it, but not by jumping off of it, but because of gravity, you still have your flip. So you can actually last second use it there too. The problem with the ceiling is the fact that you're above the ball, and you can only fall so fast. So using your flip is kind of tough in that way. Don't get me wrong, you can still do it, and I've hit a couple with that, but not very often, man. But man, playing games competitively, it's something I'm passionate about, but I'm not time sinking like that. I'm very entertainment and content forward thinker, I guess, now in terms of my life and locking in with those. Have I sat down and played Rocket League and League of Legends competitively and like tried to get better? Absolutely. But that was enjoyable during that small burst. Still love Rocket League, still love League. Not a huge fan of CSGO anymore. But that's because I think I'm super washed, which I'm aware. Don't worry. I would like to... So, Tarkov Wipe, speaking of FPS games, Tarkov Wipe comes in August. They confirmed that. They didn't say when yet, I don't think. And I would like to see if I can enforce getting... I'd like to see if I could get my graphics card and PSU by then, my power supply, which, to be fair, is going to be like an $800 expense. But I'd like to see if I can do it and actually stream this Tarkov Wipe. I have the motherboard, I have the CPU, I have the RAM, I have everything else. It's just upgrading that graphics card. And the best graphics card that makes sense to upgrade to right now is the 4070 Super. And it's not that I don't have enough power out of my power supply, it's that my power supply, which is, I don't know, probably 3, 4, 5 years old, doesn't have the new cable. And it's modular, so I don't even have a slot to plug it in. So I have to get a new power supply. So I'd have to essentially rebuild my entire thing, which I have the parts that are important until you get to like super hard games to run like Tarkov. So we will see. I am very grateful for my community. I'm just saying, I think I might have to lock in, see if I can help out my uncle and aunt. If I really, really have to, I'll work for them for a few hours. By a few hours, I mean, give them 20 hours in a week or something like that. And then maybe I'll try to maybe stretch my luck a little bit and say, hey, if I can owe you a little bit of money, can you help me out here? Because I would really like to do this. I've been loving Tarkov. It's the only game that I play off stream that like I have to play off stream. It also would open up the door to Ark again. And 7 Days to Die runs okay on stream, but that's another game that with modded, I noticed somewhat tougher, but really not that big of a deal. It would just be a better experience for me, and I'm not gonna lie, it's materialistic, and do I need it? No. I'm not asking for pity. I'm just saying that's kind of my plan right now. My aunt and uncle pay me pretty well for the physical labor I do for them. They have this, I wouldn't call it a farm because it's not that big, but it's like 6 acres. It's a pretty decently sized property. My uncle has a business there. They have 3 buildings on it: the house, the barn, and the shed. The shed is essentially, when they call it a shed, I mean it's a small barn. I mean, it could fit, if we really wanted to clear it out, it could probably fit like lucky 6 cars, easily 4 cars. So it's pretty big. I mean, he uses it for like his like woodworking shed, his tools, and things like that. So it's a decent sized property. There's actually a lot of what they usually have me do though is a lot. Like we chopped down a bunch of trees in the one area because he was moving where his sign stuff was. Yeah. So that took, I want to say that took like 4 days or something. It took me like 4 days. I did most of it myself. He still helped, and he's still awesome, and I love them, but they pay me pretty well. And I think I'll just have to work hard for a couple weeks, and we'll try to do that. I think now that I'm pretty certain my health thing is gone, I haven't lifted anything too heavy. I have been lifting things occasionally. So I will definitely try to be careful when I do that. But for those who don't know, I had a health thing last time I helped them out. And I talked about that, I think, episode 1, maybe episode 2. I'm pretty sure it's episode 1. And long story short, I'll just be a little careful. But now that I'm pretty sure that's gone, I think I'm a little more willing to help too. I know it's just a lot of like catch-up work from the winter and just taking care of shit. The property looks nice when it's all kind of taken care of and stuff, so probably help them out. Good morning.
There's 3 of us.
Alrighty, sounds good. Morning.
Morning.
Morning. We'll do that. I'm not super duper worried. The 4070 Super is kind of future-proof for a little while too, because I could get the 4070 and not need to upgrade, but it's $50 cheaper right now. Actually, I should look. Maybe if it's 100, 150 cheaper, maybe I will. But I want to say it was like only $50 cheaper than the Super, but the Super is like 18% or 20% better performance or something crazy like that. It's like, dude, if you're going to buy a $500 graphics card or $550 graphics card, and the next one's only $50 more, probably it's just worth it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm still going to be bottlenecked by my CPU. But I'll be fine. I'll be fine. One day I'll actually sit down and get back to having some better parts. I'm not a person that needs a 4090. I'm not a person that needs anything more than a 4070 right now. But it'd be nice to obviously kind of fight back a little bit. I don't need new monitors. I just don't. Don't need new peripherals. Don't really care about that. At most, I wouldn't mind a 4th monitor, but that'd take a mount. That would be another fucking slot in my GPU. I just don't need that. I just don't need that. So I'm happy with what I got. And it clearly performs. We're able to play modded Minecraft to a decent extent. To a decent extent. I do have 32 gigs of DDR5 ready to go. So if modded Minecraft becomes a thing that gets somehow, more difficult to run, that should be easy peasy. Right now, it's not the RAM, it's my CPU. I've talked about this before. My fucking model takes like 20% of my CPU. And I could replace the CPU and motherboard right now and put my GPU and everything back in there. But it's not enough. It's not enough that I'm too worried about it. I'm debating on what I'm going to do. So if I get all the parts, I might take me and a buddy of mine and rebuild it together. Just kind of check it out. Because I'd literally have to be rebuilding the entire thing. I had to run all the power again. I have to run all the motherboard again. Just all that crap. But I'm talking a bunch of nerd stuff. Most of you, I think, would probably know what I'm talking about to some extent. But long story short, if you don't, me have to rebuild the whole thing. So there you go. Me have to run all new cables. So we'll see. We will see. We are beyond the halfway point at this point. We are probably about 3/4 of a mile-ish. I don't know. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm just looking in front of me from the end point of my trail, and then I walk all the way back. So not too bad. Not too bad. Still feeling pretty good. Shin stuff went away 90%. So I haven't had to stop or anything. There was 3 bikes that passed me. You probably heard me say morning a bunch of times. And yeah, I haven't seen anyone else. No, I saw one other person. It is Saturday. It's rainy. It's a little warm and humid. Not really that bad, but it's Saturday and it's supposed to rain again soon. So what I'm assuming is happening is if you're gonna walk, you'll do it later, or you'll chalk up Saturday as a break day, or maybe you only walk on the weekdays. I don't know. That's kind of my thought. It's pretty early too still. I want to say, I would imagine it's probably close to 8. I'm going to look now. But yeah, it is. Well, it's actually only 7:30. Oh, we've been doing great pace actually. Once we stopped stopping. Great pace. 7:30. Wow, nice. Yeah, okay. That means we haven't talked too long either. I saw 33 minutes. I don't think I've actually had to cut anything out of this yet. I think everything's fine. Me drinking out of the water fountain is kind of always funny. And yeah. But so there's all that nerd shit. I think we are done with that. Before I forget, because yesterday I actually almost forgot and did it pretty close to the end. But I'd like to do shout outs and wholesome thing of just saying, hey, you got a topic for me to talk about? Discord or comments, fine by me. I'd appreciate it. I'm okay to talk about any opinion and or topic or deep thought. 100% okay with that. So I'm super down for that. But in terms of shout outs, I would like to shout out. We'll do Dio this morning because we just got done playing Tarkov, like I said. He's been around since I don't quite know if he knew me before VTubing or not, but I know he's known me since the beginning of, if at worst case. But I'm pretty sure he knew me before because I don't think I had my V-Roid yet. I ended up hanging out with some friends years and years ago, like literally like 3.5 years ago, and he was a mutual there. So ended up meeting him there. We've had a lot of good times since then. League to Tarkov to fucking Minecraft to even just, just any game we really just all kind of bond on. So shout out to Dio. And I think because it's Dio, I have to do another shout out directly related. David, who's been an IRL friend now for fucking, oh goodness, 2019, I think. So I think in 2019, the story behind that, that's a good segue. He's been a good friend of mine for legitimately over 5 years now. Well, story behind this is kind of interesting. We used to work at the same place of work, and I worked in a different department. Well, he ended up kind of talking to me or whatever. Now, he was a few years younger than me. At the job, I only cared about my department. Kind of just cared about, doing that and the friends I had there. And maybe I was kind of interested in a woman at the time. Well, David had somehow, I remember where I was too. I was by the produce section, and he asked if I played League somehow or something, got involved with League of Legends, and I ended up adding him on League. Well, I added him on League. Months later, ended up inviting him to League on accident. And it's not that I didn't want him to join, it's that I didn't know who he was. I had forgotten who this was. And pretty quickly on, like within the first couple minutes, I'm pretty sure he ended up telling me, and oh my goodness, I'm like, oh, sure, fuck it. And from there, the history is there. I don't know. We must have invited him to the Discord. I don't know what happened. I don't really remember. But we played League, and then ended up finding out he was really into League. There's more obligations with it, and, well, played games ever since. Yeah. One was League of Legends. I believe, Dio, it was Valorant. So, wow, thank you, Riot Games. I appreciate it. You have done me an interesting service. You hate me dearly, Riot Games, but you love me dearly at the same time. Sounds about right, huh? But it was good. It was good. So, direct shout-outs there. One's IRL friend, both known for a very, very long time, though. My entire streaming career, that actually is applicable and quoting in streaming career. So it's kind of cool. But shout out to them. But yeah, speaking of, this is a topic not related to them, but it is a segue directly off. I was talking to someone again about how some friendships are a lot closer, more regularly talking scenarios, and other friendships, or are you that type of person that's able to go a week, 2, 3 weeks, even a month without talking to someone and then pick it right back up as if nothing happened? Or do you really need that at least a couple times a week, conversation, or at least a few times a month or something like that, to actually keep a friendship locked in? Now, I don't think it's per person. I think it's actually based on per friendship. And I think there's always is a little bit of, not necessarily like negative connotation, but if I don't talk to, I'm going to use David as an example, but if I don't talk to David for 2-3 weeks, I don't think it's we hate each other, or it's that we don't care about each other's lives. Oh, that is the most beautiful bird I have ever seen, and it is gone. If someone's able to find out what a bird with black, white, and red on, and when I mean that, I mean it's literally fucking layers, bro. He had like black head and wings, white body, and a red tail. That was the coolest looking bird I've seen that's not in a zoo. That was really cool. But it's not that he doesn't care about my life, or it's not that I don't care about his life, but shit happens. Sometimes you don't want to talk to people. Sometimes you lock in. I especially know in his life, he's got a lot more IRL shit going on than I do. IRL girlfriend, IRL work, IRL family that he has more interactions with. So I'm not upset with him that, but it came up. Like, some people do need that every week, though. Some people do. I think it literally could depend on the season almost. Where if I was talking every single day with him, and we got on Tarkov every single day, and we just stopped. It's not that I think he hates me, but I do have to like wonder, like, oh, what happened? There's nothing wrong with that. But some friendships are like that. And maybe that's just me though too, where typically I'm okay with that. Now, again, we're talking longer than a month, might be a little difficult. I think once you're so far in though too with someone and you know so much about them and like you hit a certain friendship level, it's maybe not as crazy. It'd be different at like talking stages and stuff. So for instance, if I'm talking to someone who I'm physically attracted to or maybe want to pursue something with, if they're gone for 3 months or something, maybe at that point, maybe well, first of all, I would consider, well, GG, I'm assuming I said something wrong or we're not going to pursue anything, which is fine. But I don't think that means they hate me or something, but I think at that point though, I'm going to not make it as big of a problem and take like an emotional toll from it. It's unfortunate. And specifically the relationships part, if you're actively looking for someone in a relationship and stuff, like it sucks to like watch that happen, but this shit happens. Can't take it personal unless you did something. I mean, which can happen. It can happen. I promise. But it is kind of an interesting thought where a lot of friendships in my life have that like delay or that like time off, and that's fine. Shit happens, man. We're adults. I would assume this. I wouldn't say these are necessarily the most 18 plus conversations, so I'm not like most terrified ever. But typically all my content's 18 plus, and I don't have anyone a friendship under fucking even 20 years old. But what I mean is like, if someone's listening, most of us are adults, or I would hope all of us are adults, and shit comes up, man. Shit comes up. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, is it hard for me to say good morning? Is it difficult for you to say good morning? No. And do we always have time enough to do that? Of course we do. Unless you're like physically traveling the world or you're like restricted and you can't do it, whether that's, some sort of hospitalization or military or, some sort of drastic fucking terrible financial situation or something. Usually you can say something. There it is again. Very beautiful bird. Like I said, black head to black wings, super white body, and then like a red tail. Very cool looking. Very cool looking. No idea what that is. It reminds me of a sparrow, or I think in Pokemon maybe like a Spearow. I think there's like a black, red, and white bird that kind of reminds me of it. Maybe it is just like a sparrow or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bird guy. I don't know. Yeah, I've heard me talk about nature quite a few times now through this if you listen to all these. So, I mean, that exists, I guess. That is a part of me that I wasn't quite certain on, but woo! But ain't nothing wrong with living life a little bit, Don't abandon someone. Don't push them to the side if you can avoid it. But, I wouldn't take it personal, hopefully, most of the time. If you are their favorite person or something, it feels a little weird, but it happens. It happens. Especially in my life, I think, too, where majority of my friendships are online, which not all of you are probably like this, especially like when I was working an in-person job. This is a little different, but 90% of my friendships are online, and 90% of my friendships are nowhere near me, or we'll put it this way, easier, not in a close enough distance that we could do everything in one day. Whether it was I'm gonna use disc golf, whether it's go disc golfing or like literally have dinner. Like most of the people I'm friends with are not in distance to do so. Tell you what, though, once a lot of my friends start getting, this bunny rabbit is just staring me down. But if tell you what, though, once these individuals, my friends, start getting married, I'll be busy traveling. I'll tell you what. I got that Florida pair of twins I got down south. They bought their house within the last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of them, they're one twin is going to be getting married to his fiance. She's awesome, by the way, but I'm assuming within the next year or 2 or 3 they'll be getting married, and yeah, I'll probably have to go down there. But probably, I mean, I better be a best damn man. I better be up on I better be up there. I'm telling you right now, my speech, bro, you better get me up there. Better get me as a groomsman. I tell you what. But yeah, doing good. Already turned around quite a bit ago. Probably, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, I turned around at the thing. Still out here. I still haven't seen a damn person, damn soul. But that's fine. I see so much standing water around here. Speaking of the mosquitoes and rain, I see so much standing water around here. It is crazy. It is actually going to be just terrible if the conditions are right for mosquitoes. Seriously, like everywhere there's standing water on the sides of these ditches. This bike trail, obviously I can't give you too many details, but just picture this bike trail was put in 15, 20 years ago, and they keep most of the woods and nature off of the trail, which goes for a very large amount of miles. But in this section where I'm at, in this 6-mile stretch of back and forth, so 3 miles out, there's ditches that are like kind of downhill, and all the water collects like right on the edge of the woods. Not the entire trail, but a lot of it. Like I said, there's some creeks and stuff that run through here, but there is just so much water. It's not like super massive puddles in a lot of areas, but oh boy, I might have to bring fucking bug spray soon. I think one of the bigger things about them keeping the nature off the trail is ticks. Obviously, no one wants to have ticks, even if they didn't have limes, but obviously limes is a brutal thing to get. An absolute brutal thing to get. I knew someone in high school with limes who was fine majority of the time, but when it does flare up, I don't know a lot about limes, but it'd flare up and it's a pain in the ass. I know a disc golfer pro, a little bit more about him. He's had like knee problems with it. Like, this is gross, so just heads up. But he has like fluid that builds up in his knee and stuff from limes. I don't quite know how limes works, like I said, but he's had a few problems with limes ever since he got it. And with disc golfing, a lot of the time you go in the woods and stuff, you definitely got to check on that. And majority of people don't have limes, obviously, but unfortunately, it's possible. Fortunately, it's possible. Unfortunate, but yeah. Beautiful day. I don't see where the rain's supposed to be coming, so I'm not super worried about the 9 a.m. rain yet. And it's not windy enough that it would feel like it would blow in that quickly. But do understand that I'm like blocked off. I only see essentially 180, well, I guess degrees would be weird here, but I can see straight north of me, straight south of me, and just the tops of the east and west of me. I am very much secluded, and I don't know, talking on this microphone, I guess, is somehow maybe like, oh, I'm not afraid anymore. Home Alone. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. No BB gun, no firearm, no weapon other than these guns. I just flexed, just so you know. But yeah, I don't think that's actually something I've thought about, but hey, you know what? Keeps the animals knowing I'm here. There's no bears here. I think technically there's bears up north, but I don't know. I don't know how north, because maybe, I don't know. Never heard about it. Maybe. Maybe. If I get attacked by a bear live on mic, dude, I mean, my audio should get saved. I would think. I don't know, maybe not. Well, if I get attacked by a bear on this trail, or somehow a rattlesnake or a scorpion, just know that I tried, right? I tried. I'm trying to think of any dangerous animals that I know. I can't think of a lot. I can't think of really a lot that would be like concerning. I don't know. We got coyotes. Whoa. I don't know. Now I'm just talking about dangerous animals in my area. Speaking of, actually, in a weird way, I've always wanted to make a Minecraft zoo or hotel. Now, a hotel would fit in very well with my area, and I will say, I was contemplating it. My problem with building a hotel right now on the server is I just made a massive building. I feel like I need another 1 or 2 small buildings because I don't want to make just a ton of big buildings. And defining big buildings is kind of weird. That castle I built, which I'm very proud of, which will be going on Twitter very soon here, maybe even today, but it's like fucking, I don't know, with the fence around it, I want to say it's like 50, I want to say the dimension is like 59 by 59 or something like that. It's got a 3x3 door, so that would mean I think 59 would be divisible and look normal with that. So I think that sounds about right. It was like 59 by 59, and some points it's 15. Well, with the fences and the torches, I think in some spots it's actually 16 blocks tall, which I know I'm nerding out about Minecraft, but it's pretty big. Had enough space to build 2 full tents, several trees inside, and bunch of lights and benches and stuff, and I think it looks really good. I'm very happy with it. So, I want to build some like smaller buildings and not just another big hotel. So I think the hotel is going to be large for obvious reasons of needing to build a bajillion rooms. I actually can picture how I want to build it though. I'm thinking about doing like a U-shaped hotel where I guess it'd be like a square U where long side. So I'm doing it from left to right. Long side, middle part, and then long side, and it has like a courtyard in the middle. I'll probably do a fountain, very generic, cool, luxurious hotel. I don't know how I will do it exactly, but I think that'd be cool. A little courtyard with it, a bunch of benches, a bunch of torches. I feel like I'm okay to talk about Minecraft because that's all I've been streaming, A, and B, like, it's something a lot of people can understand, where even if you don't know how Minecraft works, you know about building things in games. Well, a lot of you do at least. Just picture I'm building a hotel. And, yeah. I have plenty of wood. I've been doing all my buildings out of, so something I've learned in Minecraft, and this is all building games and all creative things, including art, I've learned that doing a foundational theme that you can stick to really well seemingly helps a lot. Now, I'm not a big art guy, but if you're really good with like certain brushes or certain types of things, so I know someone that's really good at like bakery goods. If you don't know who Red Bean Porridge is, phenomenal at bakery goods. He also is great at all of his art, but like for some reason he can draw bread and donuts and shit like that just really, really well. But so I've been doing my theme as in I've been doing oak logs, oak planks, and then glass, and then occasionally cobblestone. And that's pretty much been it. We're talking super vanilla materials. Could literally go get all the materials fully vanilla and be happy with it. And I've been kind of following that theme for the entire build. I'm also doing vines. So what I think vines do in Minecraft and any little bit of nature in other games is they give it accent marks and accent, like and it makes things feel a little bit fuller. The vines are kind of a lazy way too to make the building look a little bit more 3D or a little bit more quote unquote lived in. And the only reason I say it's like a lazy way is because I don't have to like design like pillars, or I don't have to design like outlines, or have to design things that would make the flat edges pop more. Some of my buildings I like have to do that on. There's that big Create warehouse I made. I haven't posted that on Twitter because the interior is really gross. The interior pretty much has like nothing that looks good. But I had to do stairs and slabs and like gravel around to kind of like make it pop a little bit more, because otherwise it literally looked just like a flat wall. And we can't have that. Can't have that. It looks a little weird. Even with the vines. Before that, it would have looked weird. So, no. I did a cool roof on it too. You can ask if you come to stream about it, the building, or you might see me there. But essentially I did like a square roof all the way up with stairs all the way up. But it has like viewing windows outside of it, because it's big enough that I could actually cut holes in the roof and actually look out. So I have like these viewing platforms that's on top of the roof, and then I have this rectangle that extends out of it towards the longer part of the building that's just actually flat. As in, you can go in it a little bit, so it is hollow, but like it looks like there's no viewing windows because there's no glass or anything. But I could build like a little storage in there, and I think that's kind of cool. So, I'm nerding out about Minecraft, man. Give me a break. Give me a break. I don't know. I really like Minecraft. Always have. Always have. Fucking nerd. Alright, I am back. It wouldn't have been any time for you, but took a couple minute break. I ended up having it wasn't even when I paused it. I didn't pause it because of this. It was actually after I paused it, but so I guess I need to talk more, but a deer fly started following me. Fucker. Mosquitoes and that, I guess. But I think I got rid of them. I'm not sure, but so I looked at the weather. The 9 a.m. rain was pushed back. It says about 30% at 9, and then it hit 60, and then higher after that. So I guess that's kind of makes sense why I don't see a whole lot. Another fun topic, interesting topic, feedback forward topic. Did you build with Legos when you were younger? I never did when I was younger. And now that I'm older, I found that patience is tough with them. I don't have a good enough hand cam to like actually do the builds very well. I noticed that with the magic openings. Like, dude, webcams are so older webcams that were like, oh, this is 1080p, 60 frames per second. That's what mine is. Bro, shit's so mid. Ain't no 1080p, bro. 1080p fucking 1 megapixel. Like, I don't know, man. Anyways. But, did you guys build the Legos? I did not. I had, like, Mega Bloks when I was really, really young. But I did not ever have Legos. I always kind of wanted them, but I think my family was probably aware that I wouldn't have the patience, or maybe they just didn't want to pick up all that shit, or maybe they heard horror stories or what. But did you ever build the Legos? I was graciously gifted some Legos in the past. I bought this beach set years ago while I was with someone. We built some of that together, right? And then with streaming, I was gifted another like beach set, and I think it looks really sick. I built some of it. The one beach set I built an RV, and with a boat trailer, and it had a lighthouse and something else, but I think both of them might have had lighthouses. No, it was a camping set. The first one was a camping set. So I think I had the RV, which looks really sick, by the way, and a car attached. Maybe it's a camper, not an RV. A camper. I think that sounds right. And then, yeah, I was gifted a lighthouse, actual beach one, and I built some of it off stream. Looks beautiful. I love that shit. I've always wanted to create a little miniature town, which is probably my middle-age personality kicking in. But like, I've always wanted to build like a little miniature, like, not to scale, but you know, like town. I saw one of my buddies in high school's dads do it, and I even wanted to do it before then, but especially after seeing that, he recreated his garage that he had built a bunch of cars in, and like built this barn and made this cool grass landscape and stuff. A lot of the stuff that you can get from like Hobby Lobby or something like that, and it looked really cool. And I kind of wouldn't mind doing the same thing with like Lego. Also, when I was younger, I went to the Lego City or Lego Land in Vegas, and that was really cool to see in person too. That's really cool. I'm sure it's changed drastically since I went, because I went when I was still in high school or middle school. I want to say high school. And I'm sure it's changed drastically from then, but I'm sure it still looks awesome. Probably not, if anything, better. I know that was cool to see. No midlife crisis in this house. We are back on our walk. Stopped at the water treatment plant. It's where I stopped to. I pretty much stop every time just to sit for a second. Definitely picking up in wind, ironically, though I just talked about the rain. I maybe see, now that I have like a little more space, I maybe see where the rain can come from, but I'm not sure still. I just watched another Dirt Man TikTok where they sing about putting pillow on your dirt for the Dirt Man. Always interesting. Surprised that's still around. Glad it is, though, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of fire. That original song, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up, like, I don't know, like TikTok Dirt Man or something, I don't know. And it's interesting. I don't know if there's an actual story behind that song or what, but I don't know. Cool. It's cool. I don't immediately have a topic to talk to, so I will be doing this thing where I'm going to ramble, and we'll maybe see something from there. But tonight's stream, and then Sunday I'm taking off. Sunday I'm going to take off. I mentioned, I think yesterday, or maybe in the third one that wasn't uploaded, but Sunday I'm going to take off this week. I don't know if that'll be a common thing or what. Sunday I'm still going to be fasting, which I haven't weighed myself since the third one I recorded, so I got to find out. I got to find out how much I weigh, but we will see. We will see. Also, there's a water burp, big water fountain sip there. When I sat down there, whew, big water sip. But yeah, we'll see. So Sunday I'm gonna still fast, still do my walk. I will still be uploading, presumably. I don't think I'm taking off in that sense. So for those of you listening here, that doesn't matter there. But I believe I will be taking off stream. Pretty sure. One, I've been streaming quite a few days in a row. A. B, it's always good for your health. And C, I think it gives me a little more time to be able to open my mind a little more creatively, come up with some shit. It sucks to not stream, though, when I'm like home the whole time. If I come up with an excuse to go somewhere on Sunday, tomorrow, I might. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like, though. If it's supposed to be really hot and shit, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to just playing Tarkov and maybe recording stuff. I'm gonna take a break from actually streaming and being live content, though, because I think that is beneficial. Tomorrow, Sunday, it's supposed to be 78. It's not too bad. I might do something. Maybe I can actually go to my aunt and uncle's. Maybe work on that shit. Maybe that'd be a good time to do that. I don't know. Well, I'll ask them. Maybe they will want that. Maybe they won't. Maybe I won't want that. Maybe I will. But yeah, so I'll take tomorrow off some stream. For those who don't know, and somehow you are tuning in from this outside of my streamer personality and streamer career, I guess. Career is a loose term, by the way. I'm very well aware. I stream pretty much almost every day on Twitch. So if you do think maybe I'd be entertaining when I actually like sit down and joke around and play games and stuff, check that shit out. If not, don't do it. That's fine. But yeah. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'll do that. I think because I'm gonna probably play Minecraft today, I actually maybe will set up a chain together playthrough with some people. I talked about that earlier if you didn't hear that. There's that Only Up clone kind of game that looks like, but it looks like Only Up, but it's like a different theme and stuff. Well, there's a game that came out that has like a chain feature where you can be chained up to people while doing the parkouring and the platforming. So I think that would be kind of cool if I can get a person or two to do that with me. Maybe even a full squad. Full squads are always interesting in terms of content, which I talked about a little bit. Oh, I don't know if that video aired. Was that yesterday? Or was it the day before? I think that was Cardinal. I don't know if that was yesterday or the day before. But I was talking about collabs being really weird. I don't know if that actually went up. So, from an outside perspective, I'm not going to talk too hard about this, because if I did already talk about it, then I just feel like an idiot. But from an outside perspective, collabs seem very beneficial, and they are. But at the same time, a lot of people don't love them. I didn't talk about this part particularly. From a viewer perspective, unless I know all the people in the collab, I do become a little less interested. I won't lie. It's not that I don't like the person. It's not that I don't like the person I'm usually there for. It's though, it becomes a lot. It becomes a lot, especially if you're both talking about talking to your stream and stuff. There's some good moments and stuff like that. Maybe that's just my perspective. But once you get up to past like 3 people, like once you get to like 4 people, you got like a whole league team of 4 other people, 5 of you, it can be a little much. It can be a little much. So, I don't know. 3's a crowd or something like that, or 4's a crowd or something like that, some sort of metaphor there. I don't know. But I think it'd be cool. Maybe I'll set up a time for that. Yeah. I hear an owl. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know about you guys. I don't know. Well, I guess I don't know if you even have owls where you're at, but I mean, I'd assume they're pretty nationwide or worldwide. But I don't know if I've really seen more than like 1 owl in person that wasn't in a zoo. I don't know. Owls are damn hidden. They're usually pretty high up, I think. Bastards. I also want to talk about, so me not knowing if I talked about the collab stuff is crazy to me. My memory, I don't know if my memory is actually that bad, but something I've noticed is the further I get into these walks, the more I'm like talked out, the more I'm like out of it. It's not, again, that I'm like exhausted. It's just like, dude, I don't know what to talk about or where I'm even at, you know? Like, so I feel dumb in that sense, but, you know, I'm already an hour and something in. I see why I was going pretty fast, pace-wise. My second mile, was like 18, low or mid-18s or something like that, pace-wise. Which, again, walking, kind of good. I mean, it's all right. It's fine, I guess. I don't know. I'm just walking, man. But, like, with stopping and stuff, like, it's kind of cool. We're going past a swamp right now. There's like a swamp to the left that's got a bunch of murky water in it. Oh, mosquitoes around here, speaking of. How about a timing on that? I'm going to do a nature talk again and say these birds must be used to humans. I'm assuming it's not just me, because that'd be a little crazy. I mean, it's not that many days in a row. 11's a lot, but it's not. But, like, some of these birds, like these robins, which is our state bird, I believe. Like, dude, you're literally on a branch that, like, I could practically hit with my head, brother. Like, what are you just staring me down? Survival of the fittest. Come here. No, I'm not going to eat a damn robin. I think it's a big fine, and I'm joking. But Also, I have no reason to. Because you know why? I had an egg burrito this morning with some green beans and carrots. I also put some veg in the omelet, which is really interesting. I was convinced by my mother, who was like, you need to use this up. And I'm like, okay, what is it? She showed me this like superfoods mix or some bullshit. I didn't buy it. Well, she's going to make some salads and then put it in the salads. We didn't end up making the salads yet. And she's like, just save me some. Save me like a third of the bag. And I said, that's fine. So like superfood mix. It's got like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, kale, I don't know, another thing or two or whatever. And it's really kind of weird. It wasn't too bad. It reminded me of like, I was traveling, trying to remember. I can't remember where I was, but there was this place, this Asian restaurant we stopped at, and they had this, and this might be entirely coincidental, or it might have been something weird, I don't know. But there was this like omelet they had a bunch of veggies in it, and I don't remember where this was, or maybe I'm just hallucinating, but it had like a bunch of veggies inside of it. And I swear it had something like that. And it reminded me of that, and it wasn't actually that bad. I'll tell you right now, not exactly eating a diet that I think many people would want to have and on a normal basis, but I'm enjoying it. Using different sauces and stuff on it. And yeah, green beans and carrots and a low-cal tortilla and 2-egg omelet with some superfood bullshit in it. Doesn't exactly sound like the most enjoyable breakfast ever, but it wasn't that bad. And then I had a banana. So I'm at only, oh shit. Let's see here, 140 for the eggs, 60 for the tortillas, so 200. I don't know, give or take 30 calories for the veg. I didn't have a lot in there. And then, so what, 230? Is that 230? Yeah, it must be. Give or take 230, 240, 250 calories. We'll overestimate and say 250 calories for that, and then the banana is like 100 calories. So I'm at like 350 calories for the day. And I've been up for quite a few hours. I probably should eat when I get back. Debating if I want to eat another one of the omelets or make something else. I'll probably make something else. I might actually cook breakfast for the family if they're there and awake. I know my mother just went to a concert last night. She went to 2 in a row, Friday night and Saturday night. And I know she was really late Friday and, it'd be Thursday. She went Thursday and then Friday. So this Saturday. She was out really late Thursday night. And Friday, I know she must have been out probably pretty late too. So if she's up, I might cook some food this morning. I'll give them normal food, I promise. Despite eating Brussels sprouts and broccoli or whatever on a fucking omelet. But I think I'll maybe cook some, I don't know, I can maybe do some pancakes. I don't have any low-calorie pancakes. I do have sugar-free syrup. But maybe I can give myself a normal set of food for that. I try to eat normal, like I said, so just a meal or two a day or just super low-calorie, high-protein. Build muscle, but also, more importantly, just fucking get food in your body that's not terrible. But also, who gives a shit? You can lose weight just eating Snickers bars all day. So, as long as you're in a calorie deficit. Are you going to feel good? No. No, probably not. But you literally could lose, if you didn't know this, you can literally lose weight eating just in a calorie deficit no matter what. Now, there is health benefits and negatives with that. Tell you what, if you eat a bunch of nuts all the time, I guess you'll get some sort of fats and protein. But yeah. Because Snickers have, I believe it's peanuts in them. Morning. No, I walked all the way down to the end back there, and I had seen 3 people on bikes, and I think 1 other person.
Yeah, well, I kept waiting for it, and I I think I can get my walk done before it rains.
Yes, yeah. I think they push back even a little past 9 now.
Yeah,
I think it's like 9:30, 10. So it shouldn't be too bad.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, eating in a calorie deficit is, I mean, the most simplistic way of like losing calories. Again, you do not want to eat Snickers every day. That'd be the only part of your diet, but you could. And so that's where I'm like, I'm okay with, maybe I'll make some pancakes, some eggs. I don't think we have sausage or bacon. We're talking just a very standard American breakfast. I think that'd be kind of cool if I can maybe get some of that done. Just make like 6 to 8 pancakes, depending on if I want 1 or 2. And then probably cook up like, I don't know, 4 to 6 eggs. Probably take only 1 because I don't really need more eggs. And then, I don't know, maybe I guess I can make some toast. I got this apple jam, or apple jelly jam. One or the other, I don't know. I don't remember the difference, or if there is one. And butter it up and shit. Wouldn't be too bad. We got a bunch of bread and stuff. Let's make them like a standard breakfast. If anyone's awake at all. I only need to see one person awake to feel like it'd be worth it. But 2 younger brothers who one just graduated, and the other one still has like 2 years left. And it's the summer, so I'll tell you right now, wow, no surprise, we play a lot of video games, and they're up a little bit later. So I'm not going to be upset if they're not awake. Speaking of which, the internet problems I had a while ago, no wonder I wanted to get a fix, right? Not only can I not stream with it, but I have 2 younger brothers, and my mother will use it sometimes for Netflix. She works a lot, but her thing she cares about internet for is getting the subscriptions on the TV and stuff. So, when everyone in the house uses the internet to some extent, like, it feels pretty important to get that shit fixed. So far, so good. We did have a day recently where it kind of was having some problems. My bitrate on uploading would kind of dip down to like 3,000 instead of 6,000 for a while. And 3,000 bitrate on Twitch when you're streaming at 1080p is not exactly ideal. It's pretty bad, in fact, I would just say in general. But it never like dropped, I don't think. There was a couple of moments of stuttering and stuff like that from what I heard, but it's been fine since. I can actually finally recommend again this company. When it's working, man, it works great. But we've had a couple issues. But we also had some big storms, and lines came down, and power companies had to, do all their new lines and stuff. And I've talked to some of my buddies who work at Comcast, and they were just talking about like, yeah, the power company is actually just as influential, if not more than we are. So when they put those cables up, our cables are somehow, I don't know if it runs with it, or I don't know. I don't think it like somehow goes through it or whatever, but they're very, very important when it runs with their cables. So I guess it makes sense. Talking about like getting interference and stuff from the power company and trying to figure that all out. So I guess I can get it. I can get it. Positive mindset over it. Now that it works, I don't really care. Just, that's all I want. Even if it doesn't run at 100% efficiency, anything above 80% is plenty fine for what we got going. It's not like we need some sort of perfect thing. And at the end of the day, it's still just a material thing. If I don't have internet, I still have a life. But man, streaming's really important to me, man. Talking to people online is like my whole thing, man. Kind of need that to work, man. But whatever. We've got about 20 minutes left. I think with how long this one's been going and the fact that I don't really need to cut a lot of things out, I'm actually debating on probably cutting this off here pretty soon here.
Baba Booey.